Have you ever been in a moment with her, where a single word, a single shift in her energy could change your entire world? One day, her texts are warm, and you feel like a king. The next, she goes silent, and a storm of chaos erupts inside your mind. This is the state of the untrained man. A puppet whose emotions are pulled by the strings of another's mood. Now, picture this. She is distant, she is cold, she snaps at you, blaming you for something that feels unfair. The amateur man does one of two things. He either explodes in defense or he shrinks in fear. Both are a surrender of his power. But you breathe. You look at her with calm, steady eyes, and you hold a simple, powerful truth in your mind, a truth from the Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius. You say to yourself, and perhaps to her, I cannot control how you feel, but I can control how I respond. In that moment, everything changes. You have stepped out of the emotional chaos and into your own center. You are no longer a participant in the drama. You are the observer. This is not a trick to win her over. It is a standard for the man who naturally commands respect. Because when a woman sees that you do not collapse under the weight of her emotions, she relaxes, she trusts, and she leans in. You have learned to control your response, but what is the source of that control? It is born from a second, even more profound truth. Think of the man staring at his phone, waiting for a reply, rereading his last message, wondering, did I say too much? Am I enough? In that moment, he has handed over his peace of mind to someone else's mood. He has put his inner tranquility up for sale, hoping she will buy it with her approval. This is a fool's bargain, and it is one you must never make. In the midst of your own emotional storm of doubt, you must anchor yourself to this principle. My peace does not depend on your approval. This is not just a sentence, it is a declaration of independence. Marcus Aurelius marveled at this human flaw. We love ourselves more than others, yet we care more about their opinion than our own. When your peace is tied to her attention, you become a puppet. You stop being a man and start being a performer. This is the core of our philosophy here. It is about building a self-worth so absolute it cannot be shaken. If you are ready to reclaim your peace, like this video, subscribe to join this brotherhood, and comment below. What is one thing you will stop seeking approval for, starting today? Because the moment you stop needing her to clap for you, you become the one she cannot stop watching. You have reclaimed your peace from the need for her approval, but this leads to the next great test. The fear of her absence, the fear of loss. You feel her slipping away, the calls are shorter, the warmth in her voice is fading, and the untrained man clings. He fights harder for someone who is no longer fighting for him. He fears losing someone who, in truth, is already gone. This fear is a prison. It keeps you hostage to a ghost of what used to be. It forces you to accept less than you deserve, simply to avoid the pain of being alone. But the pain is not in the loss. The pain is in the clinging. You must adopt the mindset of the strong. The mindset that says, I do not fear losing someone who does not value my presence. Marcus Aurelius taught us. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. A good man, a strong man, values himself enough to walk away when he is being devalued. Sometimes, the most powerful act of self-love is to let go, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with the calm clarity of a man who knows his own worth. The moment you no longer fear the loss is the moment you reclaim your freedom. You have conquered the fear of loss. You are willing to walk away, but what guides your steps? What determines the path you walk, whether she is beside you or not? This is the compass of integrity. Have you ever compromised who you are to keep someone around? Told a small lie to avoid conflict? Laughed at a joke that violated your values? In those moments, you are not just bending your truth. You are breaking it. You are trading your character for her comfort. The Stoic man lives by a different code, a code etched into his soul by Marcus Aurelius himself. If it is not right, I will not do it. If it is not true, I will not say it. This is your compass. This is your true north. A woman may test you. She may push you. She may tempt you to bend your principles for her affection. And in the moment, it may seem easier to yield. But she will not respect the man who yields. Deep down, she will resent him. Because in a world of masks and manipulation, she craves a man who stands for something. A man whose word is his bond. A man whose actions are a direct reflection of his unwavering principles. She may resist you in the moment, but she will respect you for a lifetime. When a man becomes untouchable in his integrity, he becomes unforgettable in her heart. You have found your compass, you live by a code of integrity. But now you must face the prison of perception. Have you ever felt trapped in someone else's version of you? She sees you as the nice guy, the safe choice, and you begin to play the part, shrinking yourself to fit into the box she has created for you. You believe that if you just fit into what she wants, she will love you. This is a slow death of the soul. You must break free. You must declare, to her and to yourself, this powerful truth: I am not what you think I am. I am what I choose to become. The moment you stop performing and start evolving, everything changes. The moment you stop chasing her approval and start chasing your own potential, you become irresistible. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If you are constantly thinking that you are only what others label you as, your soul will become watered down, incomplete. But when you decide, every single day, to become the man you were meant to be, regardless of her perception, regardless of her approval, you tap into a source of immense power. You have chosen the path of becoming, the path of evolution, but this path is not a gentle one. It is paved with obstacles, with heartbreak, with rejection, with failure. The untrained mind sees these things as walls, as the end of the road. The pain feels like a punishment, a sign that you have failed. The Stoic understands something radically different. He lives by the most powerful mantra of all, a gift from Marcus Aurelius: what stands in the way becomes the way. That heartbreak was not a wall, it was a mirror, showing you where you had betrayed yourself to be loved. That rejection was not the end. It was a redirection, forcing you onto a path of greater strength. That loneliness was not a punishment. It was your training ground, the silent forge where your clarity was sharpened. This is where most men get stuck. They wait for the pain to pass before they can live again. They treat the obstacle as something to be avoided. But the obstacle is the path. The pain is the teacher. The fire did not come to burn you down. It came to forge you. Women are not drawn to men who have never suffered. They are drawn to men who have turned their suffering into strength. Men who wear their scars. You have learned to use your pain as fuel, but pain has a dark side. It can breed a desire for revenge. Have you ever been hurt and felt that deep, primal urge to hurt back? To make her feel the same emptiness she left in you, to post something to make her jealous, to match her coldness with your own. This is the path of the weak. It is a cycle of pain that keeps you chained to the very person who hurt you. The Stoic chooses a higher path, a more powerful form of revenge. He follows the code of the emperor. The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. You do not rise by repeating what broke you. You rise by refusing to become what broke you. Choosing honesty when you were met with lies. Choosing kindness when you were met with cruelty. Choosing to build when they chose to destroy. That is not weakness. That is the ultimate display of power. That is true control. You stop trying to prove you are different. You simply are different, not for her, for you. Because real revenge is not about making her feel bad. It is about becoming so unshakably good, so rooted in your own virtue, that her actions no longer have the power to touch your soul. Let her watch. You have chosen the higher path, the path of virtue. But this path demands a brutal form of honesty. Have you ever stayed in a relationship simply because it felt familiar, not because it was right? You knew the connection was fading. You knew you were giving more than you were receiving. But you stayed because walking away meant facing the truth. And the truth, when it is painful, is never comfortable. This is fear wearing the mask of hope. The Stoic man cannot build a life on a foundation of comforting lies. He must break the bubble. He must choose the hard path of truth. He must be willing to say, to himself and to her, I prefer clarity over comfort. The truth may hurt for a moment, but denial, that is a slow, bleeding kind of death. Most men are afraid to ask the hard questions. Where are we really going? Do you still feel this? They are afraid because the answer might shatter their comfortable illusion. But what is the point of holding on to something fake, just to avoid the pain of starting over? A man of character chooses the painful truth. You have chosen the path of clarity, but to face the truth, a man must first be able to face himself. When was the last time you truly sat with yourself? No distractions, no scrolling, no texting. Just you and your own soul. Most men fear this silence. Not because it is empty, but because it is full. Full of the truths they have been running from. They believe being alone means failure, that solitude is a punishment, and so they cling to relationships that drain them, simply to avoid the echo of their own thoughts. The Stoic knows that the soul is not a weakness, it is a compass. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Know where you can go is more peaceful, more free of interruptions, than your own soul." A high-value man does not chase connection to avoid loneliness. He builds a connection with himself first, so that any love added to his life is a bonus, not a bandage. A choice, not a necessity. The fear of being single is the enemy of your peace. You must conquer it. If you are alone right now, do not run from it, embrace it. You have faced your fears, you have embraced your solitude. You have built a life of clarity and purpose. This leads to the final, ultimate declaration of the free man. Have you ever changed who you are just to keep someone? Laughed at jokes that didn't amuse you, stayed quiet when something hurt, worn a mask for so long you forgot the shape of your own face? This is the final prison, pretending. The woman may love the version of you that you created for her, but she will never respect the real man you are hiding. And worse, you will not respect him either. This is where you must draw the final line. This is where you must choose your own soul over her approval. You must be willing to declare, "I would rather be hated for who I am, than loved for who I am not." This is not arrogance, it is authenticity. The real you might lose some people, but you will not lose yourself, and in this world of fake smiles and filtered personas, being real is the rarest, most magnetic